All right, sport fans. So again, we're breaking a large Excel file into separate segments, and I believe we're looking at customer right now. So I commented out the row number for a minute, just to show that, um, well, we didn't sort it, but we have uh, the data for each customer, and each customer's got more than one record. So that's the problem. This is a transaction table. So naturally, each customer is in there 20 times and each product is in there 100 times. We need to extract out either a distinct instance of that of the values we need, or figure out some trick to just pull one out of that grouping. So here we're using actually some pretty advanced code. That's what happens when you use a real world approach. You bring in advanced code. So this is a window function. So which means run the code for separate sections called windows. What are the different sections here? Um, how are we segmenting? Partition by customer ID. That's not hard, right? So run this code within each customer ID. And so what we're adding is the numbers, we're adding row numbers, which is pretty nice actually. We're adding row numbers for the orders grouped by each customer, and we're going to order those by the date descending, so we get the highest one on top. And then we're just going to select that one row, the highest row. And that's a huge assumption that that's where the customer lives now, the most recent address. But that's the best we have. But if there's no, I mean, you're not going to throw out this data, but if there's no customer list, well, we just made one with the best we have. So you'd want to verify this, of course, and then have some updating process. But all right, so why did you use the subquery? So we categorized all the rows for each customer. So that's the window. Each customer. So it starts over when it goes from Alex to Alan. See, it goes from row 11 to row 1. So those numbers start over for each partition. So each partition is called a window, and so row number is a window function. If you didn't put any partition in there, it would just look like that, which means, and then it would just look like that, which means just put row numbers in the whole thing. But that's not what we want. And by the way, we are making a new column as row number, so case statement makes a new column, row number makes a new column. Why did you make a new column, Featherman? Well, because I wanted to select this data for only the first instance. Now I'm going to put that back, that row number back. Last order date. Yikes. Just to show you, but we don't need to have a bunch of ones in our table, but we're getting row 1 from each of these customers. That's cool, right? I think it's cool. All right, so go ahead and select. We're trying to rip out of this $10,000 row table. We're trying to rip out of there unique data. So we've ripped out the unique last order date. That's useful. Most recent postal code, that'll be our foreign key, what segment they're in, etc. And why did you why didn't you just say select star into Best Buy customers? Because I didn't want that row number in there for one, and I wanted to rename order date. You see, that order date comes from the subquery. So this subquery is a little data set inside your larger query. So just wanted to show we're pulling this column value, order date, we're pulling that, but I wanted to rename it last order date, and so that's what we did. So dun 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 dun. Now if we go ahead and select that into, by the way, got to be careful only to highlight what you wanna run. So if we select that into the table, then we should just refresh this and then go find our table. And that's number 2. That's the customer table. And so Best Buy customers now, it's got the data in there. So number 2's down. All right. All right, what's next? A Best Buy geography table. So I don't think there's anything too strange here. But see, the problem is if we didn't have this group by here, again, we wouldn't be able to filter the duplicates out. So I want to. So let's take a look at this. So that's kind of good data, but since we have duplicates here, oh no, why do you have duplicates, Featherman? Because it's a transaction table. So more than one customer, or maybe the same customer more than once in postal code 42420. Looks like a zip code, I guess. So we have duplicates. How do you get rid of duplicates? Select distinct. So we could just go ahead and do this, select distinct, and we would have that's our table. But you know me, I always have to push it a little bit. So I thought I would put some data into along with this. Now that's a little easy to do, so you just group by the same columns, and interestingly, you do not put the word distinct in the group by. But now we have some numbers that go along with it, and so it's a little more useful. But riddle me this, Batman. How do you update this postal code? Are we going to do the old insert and update? Or after each sale, update all the dimension tables as we did with Shopify, and we started to do with the Cougar Hotel. After they check out, go update the guest and the room type tables, the metrics in those tables to see, keep track of the popular customers and products and room types, etc., etc., etc. So let's go ahead and save this into a new table. So it's select into from. So let's go ahead and do that. Select into from, and we'll call it Best Buy geography. Select into from. Put it on your resume. It's pretty powerful stuff. One of my projects in my college days was creating a real third normal form data model from a Excel database. I broke that spreadsheet into 7 tables, and then I moved the data in there. Well, I broke it into 7 tables in my data model, then added the primary and foreign keys, and then I copied the data into those tables. and tested it all and everything like that. So let's see if it worked. And that's hopefully 3 down. So this is Best Buy geography. And the only way you're gonna get a feeling for this is to muck around with the code yourself. So that'll be its own table now. So that's good. Let's see the next one. A subcategory table. Oh brother, I got 5 minutes, so let's see what happens. So let's see what happens when we just run this code. So we're going to have a separate subcategory table, and then we're going to have a separate subcategory table, and then a separate categories table. So looks like there's 17 subcategories, and so these are given a category. So that's pretty sneaky. So we're pulling out of the Best Buy the subcategory, which is you can get, and then we're giving it a category number. So we don't have a categories table yet. How do you know what category number is going to? Well, I'm going to give it 1, 2, 3. So maybe I should have done this one first, but with a little planning, we know that we're going to have category 1, 2, 3. So in this table, subcategory, I know that for the line item in the invoice, when it says office supplies, then put a 1 in there. So there's 3 categories and 17 subcategories and I don't know how many products. But select distinct subcategory, I mean, that's pretty nice. That works without the parentheses. I had no idea. By the way, I wrote all this code and I did my best, but I was putting the code into Copilot, and it was telling me little tricks. So write your code and then ask for help. If you just ask for help, hey, write my code, then why would anyone need to hire you? You could just have chat do it. So it's important that you develop your skill, because you're going to have lots of ideas for analytics that, the computer doesn't know the business you're working for. It has generalized knowledge, but it's not going to know the business you're working for. It's going to know best practices, but there's always deeper. All right, so we got the subcategory, and then we gave those subcategories a category ID, planning to have category 1, 2, 3. And then if we add, so we drop all that in a subquery, why, Featherman, why? Because this is enough. And so now I'm tacking on this row number in front of it. So put the row number first. And don't label it row number, label it subcategory ID. That's a nice trick. So label that column subcategory ID, but we are using this row number function, window function, and so do it, order it by subcategory. So I guess that's ascending, A on top and Z on the bottom. So use a subquery to get 2 of the columns, and then put the row number first as the first column by using this row number window function, and then comma star means get all the rest of the columns. And so if we run all the code, do I already have Best Buy subcategory table? No, that was just a fake signal. So now execute it. Now we have a new subcategory table. You have to trust me, it's there. See you next time.